order that goes out there, and so every box has to be ticked to make sure that everything's in place and done.
What government regulations affect your company?
Well, what don't? Forestry, regulations on timber cutting, that's one issue that could be a problem if they decide to stop cutting trees down, but they won't because they keep growing. Obviously, like taxation, depending how the taxation goes. OH&S, that's always an issue as far as keeping things safe. Council can rezone areas. So we could get rezoned, so this isn't an industrial area, but that's not going to happen. So there's a lot of, there's so many different variables that you've just got to deal with them day by day.
How do these regulations affect production?
Well, it's probably, at the end of the day, it all comes down to cost. Production is pretty much going to be the same, but the more regulations that we have, the more work you put into it, and at the end of the day, it forces the price of the goods up, which is pretty hard in a competitive market when you're competing with other markets.
What are the factors which affect the quality of your products within the business?
Factors, quality. Factors are, it's pretty much making sure that your workers are working to a high standard. That's one. Making sure your tools are sharp and in good working order. It's very easy for a machine something to happen to a machine, and if no one picks it up, you'll just run a whole lot of timber or do something that suddenly things don't fit together.
So it costs you thousands just by...
It can do, yeah, if you're making mistakes, or make a long, big mistake, yeah.
How's the quality of your goods and stuff controlled by your business? Do you do like maintenance on the machines?
Yeah, so we have in the OH&S book, which should be like a Bible. You've got sections in there which is maintenance and machines are checked. So every Friday when the workshop gets a full clean-up, and then everyone's got literally a machine which is designated for them, so they clean that machine, they check that machine, they grease that machine if it has to be greased and lubed. So come Monday, you've got a clean workshop, machines are all in order, and if something's wrong they tell me, and that's generally what my weekends involve, fixing machinery, making sure the place works.
What are the main tools used by your organisation?
Main tools?
Yeah.
So we pretty much mentioned all that when we're out there.
Yeah. Just, general machinery.
Are there any machines that you're going to replace in the near future?
We've just replaced a couple of the sander and a few bits and pieces. We've done those. So the next machine that's on our list is going to be a big throat breakdown bandsaw. So where you can cut veneers on it. So
you do resawing and stuff.
So you can buy timber in a fletch and actually break it down instead of having to buy it. Because at the moment we use the panel saw to break timber down, but it's just not the right tool for the job.
Has the development of new materials affected your company in any way?
New materials, as far as
that's kind of not really. Yeah, that's a stupid question.
Yeah,
you wrote it.
Yeah, I know. It's not your fault. Yeah.
Nice one. Any future plans for restructuring the business?
Not really, no. No, we're just growing, trying to grow it.
Okay. Any processes which were done by hand before but are now done by a machine?
Not really, because we've always had the machine, so.
How many employees do you have?
There's 6 people on the books.
Is there specialisation in your business? Like, do certain workers specialise on building different things?
Yeah.
Does that improve the efficiency of your business?
Having people in certain areas?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. although we try and make it that everyone knows how to do sort of everything, but certain people just specialise at producing certain things.
So do you have like a certain, like is there one person that does most of the finishing, or everyone has a crack at that, or?
Yeah, everyone can spray,
Yep.
just about everyone,
Yep.
but one person does most of it.
Yep.
The best person does that job, so best person at it.
Does people, like, when you get an order come in, does one person focus on doing that, or do you all put in work on the
Yeah,
same?
I do all the design work,
Oh.
and well, most of the design work for furniture, and Jared does all the design work for doors and windows.
Is there any part of the production process which is completely automated?
Well, what goes into the CNC really, it's the main.
What impacts do the resources that you use have on the environment and in society?
Impacts. The impacts, well, you can look at timber in a few ways, where you can say, well, you're cutting down trees, okay, which is, you know, taking a tree which is turning carbon into, you know, nitrous, what was it, trees use, carbon dioxide into, you know, carbon or whatever, but then when you build a piece of furniture, you're actually locking up those carbons into a piece of furniture that's going to last, you know, hundreds of years. So another tree will grow, but you're locking up. So in a way, it's a good thing for the environment to be able to do that. The downside is, I suppose, you're taking out trees, but those trees that we're using are actually grown for that use.
So where do you source most of your timber from?
Most of our timber comes from like timber suppliers, so like Britain Timbers, Moxon's Timbers.
Yep. Are they local mills or?
No, they're up and down the coast.
Yep.
There's a few local ones, so we get it from Coopers,
Yep.
and then a couple up Packenborough way that do selective felling.
Are there any alternatives to the resources that you use?
Yeah, well, there's imported timbers. There's other timbers like that, but we're basically looking at Australian-made timbers. We do use a lot of New Guinea rosewood and things like that.
Are they more expensive to use, like the imported ones?
No.
And you generally don't use manufactured boards, like you don't use MDF or particle or anything?
No, it just has backup bits and pieces and packaging.
Do you create any waste products in the process?
Our main waste product is sawdust.
What happens to that sawdust?
At the moment we're just storing it because we're going to be putting in hopefully a pellet making machine to actually turn it into a product.
Oh, like the pallets that the forklifts lift?
No, pellets, like
Pellet.
they use them in the for animals, like animal waste, animals, cats and that,
Like
cat litter and stuff, yeah.
Is there any way that you can minimise the amount of waste that you make? Not really.
No, not really.
Do you take any steps to like reduce pollution or anything?
Yeah, we do. We did a seminar yesterday actually about making your business greener and more efficient. It's held at the TAFE in Warhoe.
Are those solar panels out on for the what's the process?
Building.
Are they of choice or?
Yeah, they're of choice. Yeah, you can get you know, it's also got a gas powered system on it, so you can use gas to fire it up. But we just run with the solar because it takes longer, but you end up with a better job.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you sponsor any community projects such as clubs or sporting teams?
We do more like not so much clubs or teams, but we do support what's it called, like disability. We buy raffle tickets and this, that, the other, and for all the. We spend about probably $500 a year on bits and pieces.
How many men and women are employed here, or is it all men?
No, one woman.